Hi guys. We are in our last little section of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. We probably could split it up, but you know what? I'm going to read the whole thing in one go because I've been so not good about putting the videos up. So we're going to read the last little bit in our last part of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and then we'll be picking a new story to read after this. Okay? So we are on Thursday. Well, things have gotten really bad for me in the last few hours. Roderick and his bandmates came over around 7 tonight to watch the talent show on TV. They sat through the whole 3-hour show until their band came on. The school actually did a decent job of taping the performance, and things were looking pretty good up until Roderick's drum solo. That's when Mom started dancing, and whoever was doing the filming zoomed right in on Mom and kept the camera pointed at her for the rest of the song. Zoom in on that. That meant Roderick didn't have anything he could send to a record companies, and he was really mad about it too. At first he was mad at Mom for messing things up, but Mom said that if Roderick didn't want people to dance, he shouldn't play music. Then Roderick turned on me. He said this was all my fault, because if I just taped the show like he asked me to, none of this would have happened. But I told him that maybe if he wasn't I would have done it for him. We started to yell at each other. Mom and Dad broke us up, and then they sent Roderick down to his room and me up to mine. But a couple of hours later, I went downstairs and I ran into Roderick in the kitchen. He was smiling, so I knew something was up. Roderick told me my secret was out. At first, I didn't know what he was talking about, but then I got it. He was talking about the thing that happened to me this summer. I ran down to the basement and I picked up Roderick's phone to see if he had made calls, and sure enough, it looked like he had called every friend of his who had a brother or sister my age. By tomorrow morning, everyone at my school will know the story. I'm sure Roderick exaggerated the facts to make the story sound even worse. Now that my secret's out there, I want to put on record what really happened and not Roderick's twisted version. So here it goes. Over the summer, me and Roderick had to stay with Grandpa at his condo in Leisure Towers for a few days, but there was nothing to do, and I was going bonkers. I was so bored I broke out my old journal and started to write in it, but taking out a book that said diary on the cover in front of Roderick was a huge mistake. Roderick stole my journal and made a run for it. He probably would have made it to the bathroom and locked the door if someone hadn't left Gutbusters sitting out. I scooped the book off the floor and ran out into the hallway down the stairwell. Then I ducked into the bathroom in the main lobby and locked myself in a stall. I kept my feet off the floor so that if Roderick came in, he wouldn't know I was there. I knew that if Roderick got a hold of my journal, it would be a nightmare. So I decided to just rip the whole thing into tiny little pieces and flush them down the toilet. It was better to just destroy the thing than risk Roderick getting his hands on it. But as soon as I started ripping pages out of the book, I heard the bathroom door open. I thought it was Roderick, so I just stayed completely still. I didn't hear anything, so I peeked over the top of the stall to see what was going on. That's when I saw a woman standing in front of the mirror, putting on makeup. I figured the lady just accidentally wandered into the men's room because people at Leisure Towers are always doing stuff like that. I was about to speak up and tell the lady she was in the wrong bathroom, but right then someone else walked in. And guess what? It was another woman. That's when I realized that I was the one who messed up, and I was in the woman's bathroom. I prayed that those ladies would just wash their hands and leave so I could make a run for it. But they sat down in the stalls on either side of me, and every time one woman would leave the bathroom, someone else would come in and take their place. So I couldn't leave. If Rowley thinks he had it bad when the kids made him eat the cheese, he should try being stuck in the Leisure Towers ladies' room for an hour and a half. I guess someone eventually heard me in there, and they reported me to the front desk. Within a few minutes, word got around the building that there was a peeping Tom in the women's room. By the time security came in and got me out of there, everyone who lived in Leisure Towers was down in the lobby, and Radrick saw the whole thing unfold upstairs on Grandpa's TV. Now that the story was out, I knew I couldn't show my face at school, so I told Mom she was going to have to transfer me to somewhere else, and I told her why. Mom said I shouldn't worry about what other people think. She told me that my classmates would understand that I'd just made an honest mistake. So that just proves once and for all that Mom doesn't understand a thing about kids my age. Now I'm kicking myself for not keeping up on my pen pal relationship with Mamadou, because if me and him had stayed in touch, maybe I could have gone to France as an exchange student and hid out there for a few years. All I know is the one place I didn't want to go tomorrow is school, and it looks like that's exactly where I'm heading. The craziest thing happened today, on Friday. When I walked in the door at school, a bunch of guys cornered me, and I braced myself for the teasing to start. But instead of harassing me, they started congratulating me. Everyone was shaking my hand and patting me on the back, and I didn't know what was going on. With all those guys talking to me at the same time, it took me a while to make sense of everything. But here's what must have happened. The story Roderick told his friends got passed on to their brothers and sisters, and then they told their friends. But by the time word spread around, all the details got totally messed up. So the story went from me accidentally walking into a women's bathroom at Leisure Towers to me infiltrating the girls' locker room at Crossland High School. I couldn't believe everything got twisted like that, but I wasn't about to set the record straight either. All of a sudden, I was the hero at school. I even got a nickname. People were calling me the Stealthinator. Someone even made me a Stealthinator headband, and you better believe I wore it. Things like this never happened to me, so I wasn't going to pass up on my moment of glory. And for the first time ever, I knew what it felt like to be the most popular kid at school. Unfortunately, the girls weren't as impressed with me as the guys were. In fact, I think I might have a little trouble getting someone to go to Valentine's dance with me. Monday. You know how Roderick wanted his band to get noticed? Well, he kind of got his wish, because everybody knows who Loaded Diaper is now. I guess somebody must have thought the tape of Mom cutting loose in the talent show was pretty funny, because it's all over the internet, and now everyone knows Roderick Heffley as the drummer from the Dancing Mom video. Ever since Roderick's been hiding out in his basement waiting for the whole thing to blow over, and I have to admit, I do feel kind of sorry for him. I'm getting teased about the video at school too, but at least I'm not in it. And even though Roderick can be a huge jerk sometimes, he is my brother. Tomorrow is the science fair, and if Roderick doesn't turn in a project, he's going to flunk out of school. So that's why I offered to help him out with his project, but just this one last time. We worked together all night, and I don't mean to brag, but we did a really good job. Anyway, when Roderick gets first prize tomorrow and passes science, I just hope he realizes how lucky he is to have a brother like me. Let's look at their science project. What do you guys think? Do plants sneeze? So the hypothesis is plants probably sneeze. Their experiment, they used feathers, pepper, and feet. But their conclusion was plants don't sneeze. Interesting. What do you guys think? Is that a good experiment? Well, anyway, that is the end of our story. So that's all there is for Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. So we're going to have to pick out a new story. Now, remember, I have a lot of choices, and I think I actually have most of them laying right here. Let me see. I actually have most of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Let's see. Cabin Fever, Dog Days, I think that was the first one. Ugly Truth, The Last Straw. Then Mummies in the Morning, Magic Treehouse Story, and a few other really good ones. So I'll take a look at what our second vote was, and I'll let everybody know what it's going to be. But remember, we probably are going to do a couple books this year, so if we don't do your number 2 favorite, then you'll probably get to it later, because you guys seem to like the same types of books. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. The videos will be up for a little while, and then I'll take them down, and then you'll be able to still find them on YouTube, but they won't be on our main page. Okay? So, thank you guys, and you guys have a wonderful night. Bye, everyone.